Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. My name is Salim. I go by Sal. This is going to be an interactive presentation. Here's my contact information. Feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to connect on LinkedIn. That's my LinkedIn. It's my LinkedIn QR code. Have you guys, I have, these are different projects. I have a company. Have you guys heard of DrupalForge?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so DrupalForge is one of the bigger projects. We just started GovCMS. It's another project. GovCMS US, there's an Australian version as well. And they're both based on the underlying technology of it is DevPanel. It's actually the for-profit company. These are all essentially work under a nonprofit umbrella. Have you guys heard of DevPanel? You have. Okay. You have. One person has. Okay. I'll give you a brief 1-minute version of DevPanel, and then we'll go on. So DevPanel is like, have you guys heard of Pantheon? Yes? Okay. And Acquia? Okay. So it's like a dashboard like that, but you bring your own cloud infrastructure, AWS, Acquia, or DigitalOcean, okay? And then you host stuff in your own account, you pay your own bill, but you use our dashboard. Okay? So it's, if you're just doing one site or something, it's probably not for you, but it sets up Kubernetes and it sets up like a whole enterprise architecture in your account, and you can manage one site, 100 sites, thousands of sites, everything in one account, auto scales up and down. Yeah, so that's DevPanel. And that is the technology behind DrupalForge and GovCMS, and it auto scales, hosts, runs thousands of sites, and so on. So enough of that. So, okay. Today we're gonna talk about 3 ways to use AI in Drupal. Okay. Tomorrow I was going to talk about an introduction to DrupalForge. DrupalForge has templates, and these templates, Drupal templates, start up in like 5 seconds. Okay. And then tomorrow I was just going to talk about an introduction, but and today I was just going to talk about these 3 AI templates. But we have partner agencies. There's a new partner we have in India. Earlier this week, they contributed 10 different AI templates. So I changed my talk for tomorrow to talk about how to learn AI using DrupalForge, because now you can spin up those templates and they have videos walking you through on how to learn different aspects of running AI on Drupal. So these 3, we'll go a little more in depth today, but tomorrow we're just going to go through like a lightning talk of all those 10 different things. So I essentially changed my topic to focus on AI for tomorrow. So today we'll talk about this, and then 3 ways to use AI I thought this was clever. So from Drupal to DrupalForge. So, and now we'll talk about chatbots. Okay. So you can actually go to DrupalForge.org. It is DrupalForge.org because it's actually set up under a nonprofit. It's a separate company set up under a nonprofit, and it's an open source project. It's very similar to how Acquia's Site Factory works. Yeah. So you can actually take that, and if you guys have your own company or whatever, if you want to set that up, you can actually set that up yourself. Works just like Acquia's Site Factory, but you can set up your own templates in there. But we're running that under DrupalForge. And if you go to drupalforge.org/AI, you'll find all the AI templates in there. And as I go through the templates, I'm going to point out the templates like this. Okay, so you'll see templates like this on DrupalForge.org/AI. So this is, first of all, has anyone here built? I'm gonna assume everyone's used chatbots. So I'm gonna ask a negative question. Has anyone not used an AI chatbot? Okay. So we'll say everyone's used a chatbot. Has anyone built a chatbot on Drupal? No. Okay, how many people want to build a chatbot on Drupal? Okay, perfect. Okay. So this will give you a template on doing it. Now this template is not, you're not going to be able to take this and build your own chatbot with it right away. Okay? So this is pre-built. What we'll talk about is pre-built, but you'll be able to deconstruct it. And to me, the first step in learning is to take something that's there, right, and deconstruct it. And that's how I learned how to fix cars in auto shop back in high school. You know, we'd go in and we'd take a broken down car and we'd deconstruct it. And we'd break down the carburetor and then we'd say, oh, this is how you do it. That's how you learn how to cook. You like a good dish and you deconstruct it. And you say, this is how it's made. Okay, I like this. This is how it's made. You deconstruct it. Okay? So these are templates. These are templates that you can take and you can deconstruct. You can see how they work. Okay? First of all, you can spin it up in 5 seconds. You can see how they work. If you like it, you have full VS Code access. And you go into VS Code in a browser and you can deconstruct it. You have admin access to the site, you have VS Code, you have root access, you have Composer, you have Drush, everything is there. Okay? Deconstruct it and go in it and actually tear it down and see how it works. Okay, so there's the RAG, and then there's the CMS AI demo. The CMS AI demo, how many guys have heard of Freely Give? How many guys have heard of the AI initiative in Drupal? Oh, okay. So the AI initiative in Drupal is led by Freely Give. It's a company in England. And Jamie and Marcus, the lead initiatives, are the head of the AI team in Drupal. They do all their development on DrupalForge. So we get these templates first. This is their base template. Okay? So all AI stuff gets spawned off of this template. So they take this template, they spin something off new, they create another template. Then they take this template, they spin something off, and then create another template. So this is their base template that they maintain on DrupalForge. That's done by Freely Give. Okay. So I'm talking about DrupalForge, like, you know, you can get into the editor, you can do this, you can do that. Have you guys, how many people have seen DrupalForge? Okay, let me do this. Give me a minute and I'm gonna show you DrupalForge and what you can do with it, and then all this will make more sense, okay? Is that good?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let me go here. I'm gonna bring up another browser here. And I'm going to go to, all right, so this is what DrupalForge looks like. And then, by the way, it's free to use. And what you get is you can spin up a Drupal site and you get 1 hour to use it. You can extend it to 2 hours. If you want longer, you have to register. So without registering, you get 1 hour. You get up to 2 hours, then you register, you get longer. If you register, then you get to keep the site for 30 days for free. Okay? And then there's no paid option, so you just get to keep it for 30 days for free, and then it gets deleted. Right? If you don't register, then it gets deleted after 2 hours. Right. So I'm just going to solve the math puzzle here, 11. So I'm actually going to go into the AI chatbot. Okay. So that's my AI generated picture. My wife says I look nothing like that. And here's the description. I did an interview of Marcus. He's the lead of the AI initiative. So this is my Zoom call with him, and he walks me through it. This is essentially the ChatGPT summary of the call. And I'm going to spin this up. Okay, so I'm spinning up Drupal. Let's see how long it takes. Okay, so you saw how fast it spun up. Okay? So within 5 seconds, you get a Drupal that spins up, and this has the AI keys are preloaded in it. So you don't have to add your own AI keys in it as well. The login URL, the username and password for logging into Drupal are right here. So this is admin, so I'm going to log in over here with admin. And normally, if you set this up on DDEV or whatever locally, how many people use DDEV here? Okay, so normally on DDEV, it takes you a little bit longer to set this up, right? And then if you want to use AI, then normally it takes a little longer to set up AI, and then you have to add your keys and so on. This one already has everything set up in there for you, and it has the keys installed for you. We have a key slicer on the back end, and what we do is we put a $1 slice. We use our own OpenAI key in the back, the open key, and then we put a $1 slice into each container. So you have a $1 slice in each container, but that $1 slice with it is enough for you to build a Twitter clone. Okay? So in $1 you can do that.
Wow.
So yeah. So, or at least learn how to do that. So I'm going to go over here. Sometimes it takes a little while for it to connect. So I'm going to say, what is Drupal CMS? Okay, and there's some DNS stuff in the back, so it doesn't connect to this DNS. Oh, it connected. Look. Sometimes it says, oh, retry. So you just sit there and click. So this chatbot works out of the box. Okay, so in 5 seconds, you got Drupal, you got this working out of the box. Now, and then you can actually go over here and you can say configuration, you can go into AI, all the AI stuff is pre-installed, you can go in here and you can tear that apart. You can see how it's done. If I go back to DrupalForge, this widget is still here. You see do you guys see the time? It says 57 minutes remaining. Okay, if I click on this thing, it gives me 1 more hour. Okay, and then if I try and click on it again, it says I have to register to log in. Yeah, I have to register to actually extend it. Yeah. So I'm not going to extend it, but right now I'm not going to register. But even without registering, I'm going to enable the cloud dev environment. Yeah. And with the cloud dev environment, oh, I have to grab the password. And I submit this. And this starts spinning up, and this is VS Code in a browser. How many people use VS Code? Okay, so VS Code is an IDE, which is an integrated development environment. And it's an editor, it's a file editor, it's SCP or FTP built in, it has a terminal built in, a shell built in, everything is all built in for you to use. So here, I'm going to say, yes, I trust it. And I'm going to say terminal. I'm going to start a new terminal. And so this comes up. While this is coming up, let me try and do this again. I'm going to try and extend it again. It says, nope, I got to register. Okay, let me register. And if I want to register, it's a single sign-on. And what I'll do is I'm going to single sign-on using Google. And it's as simple as that. No. If you guys have not used, how many people use Bitwarden? Okay, Bitwarden is the best password manager out there. Just a little plug-in. I don't get money from them, but this is like one of the best password managers out there. And you can get a family plan for like $3 a month or something, or $1 a month, or something cheap, and you can share it with your entire family. Anyways, okay, so I logged in, and once I've logged in, I can actually go in and get a cloud dev environment, and now it is actually saved. This environment is saved. If I go to my apps, you can see it says running, and it's saved in my account. And it's going to be saved there for 30 days, and I can have as many apps as I want running here. But it pauses, automatically pauses after, like if I don't use it for 6 hours, it'll pause. Yeah. So instead of getting deleted when this time runs out, it just pauses. Yeah. I'm back at the IDE. You guys can see this? Okay, it's got Composer. Okay, Composer is preloaded. This is all running in a browser, and Drush is preloaded, pre-installed for you. Okay, and then over here you can drag it. So this is Drush. Over here you can drag and drop files into this tree, file tree from your desktop. Yeah, you can drag and drop images, whatever. And then if I go over here to web and index, and over here, can you guys see this in the back? If I say PHP info and die, so I'm just putting an interrupt in index.php, and I go over here and I do a reload. Now you see that without saving this or without committing this, I see the results of my changes right away. So if I go back over here and I comment this out, and I come back and I reload this, now Drupal is back. So this is like using a local dev environment, but in your browser, in the cloud. So that's why there's a lot of people now using DrupalForge for doing their development, or at least doing their testing, or just trying out the different distros and stuff. Yeah. So now that we've looked at, now this, as we go through these templates, it's going to make more sense of why you want to use DrupalForge to try out these templates. And when you try out these templates, you have access not only to Drupal, where you can log in as admin and you can start tearing apart your Drupal site, but you also have access to the Composer, you have access to Drush, you have access to all the files, and you can actually see what's going on. You have the AI key in there, and you can actually start looking at, and you can start even doing AI development in here out of the box. Okay, back to this. Oh. I'm going to remove this, go back to this. All right. So there are two things, going back to chatbot. Yeah. So there are two chatbot templates here. One is the RAG template. Do you guys know what RAG stands for? Yes? Yes? Okay. What is it?
Retrieval augmented something.
Yeah, close. So I have problem remembering that as well, but it's retrieval augmented generation of text. And let's see if I have it here. No, thought I had the description, but yes. So what it does is, what RAG does is, what you do is there are three modules that work together for creating chatbots. There's the chatbot module, there's the assistant module, and the AI agent module. The chatbot module is the block that we saw, that we were talking with. The agent, the assistant module is what you're talking to, and the agent is what actually does the work in the background. So the assistant that you're talking to can actually work with multiple agents on the back end. Okay? So you can have multiple agents do things. One agent can actually configure the taxonomy for you. One can create fields for you. One can, you can have it do different kind of things. So I'll share this notes for you, but here's the templates, here's the template links, and then the videos. This is screenshots from the videos. It actually walks you through on how to set this up and how to configure it. And this, okay, so this template has three things in it: create and modify content types, update taxonomies, and create and modify fields. Okay, so those three things, you can actually tell it, I want to create this, I want to create something, and they'll actually go out and do it, right? So you want to create movie types, or you want to create a taxonomy for movies, or whatever you're doing, recipes. It'll actually go out there and build it for you, right? And then the AI assistant is what you're talking to. It'll actually work with those agents, and it'll go tell it to do X, Y, and Z. So, and this is where your agent is actually, assistant is configured to talk to those agents. So you can create multiple assistants, and each assistant you can tell it, like, talk to these agents, but don't talk to these agents. So you can have multiple different agents and assistants. All right. So if you want to learn this, easy way to do it is to go spin up that template and just watch the video and tear it apart. Yeah. It's very easy. Just watch the video and go through it. Pause it, go through the template and look at it, and use it. Yeah. And it's pre-configured to a point where the video gives you examples of what to do. You can try the examples, you can see what it does, and then you'll see actually how it works. Yeah. So that's example one. All right, smart search. What is smart search? What is smart search to you guys?
Natural language search.
Natural language search, right? What does natural language search mean? Like, what is versus what?
Keyword search.
Mm-hmm. An example of keyword search has been, up till recently, what has a good example of keyword search has been? Google, right? So in Google, you go in, you type in some keywords, and then it gives you a result, list of results. That's exactly how Drupal search used to work as well. Now you can type in, how many people know of the umami template? You guys know of umami, right? Okay, so umami template is a pre-built template for Drupal that has it's for food recipes, but it's something it's a site that has stuff already on it, has content on it, has a theme on it, has content types on it and stuff. So you can spin that up, and then you used to be able to go in there and say, give me apple pie or brownie, right? You search for brownies, and it would give you the brownie recipes. Or you can type in pie, and it would give you the different types of pies. You have apple pie, cherry pie, and so on, right? Now you can go in and type in, say, I'm a vegan. I want just vegan recipes, right? It'll go through all the recipes and figure out what the vegan recipes are, right? You can tell it here, the ingredients I have in my fridge. Like, what can I make with it? And then you can actually have a conversation with your search in your search bar. And not only a conversation with your search bar, you can actually use the same indexed information in your chatbot. So not only can you put it in your search, you can also put it in your chat. Okay, so you can have two ways of talking to your site. In your search and in your chat with the same backend. Oops. Let me turn this on.
You're good.
Okay. So has anyone seen this on other sites? Have you guys seen this on other sites? Give me an example.
One of my clients is experimenting with it. It's not public yet.
Okay. What are they doing with it? Like, can you talk about it?
It's a legal aid foundation, and they are building smart search to basically review the forms and data and legal stuff on their site.
Okay. What issues come up when you do that?
Well, there's the whole thing where AI is frequently confidently wrong.
Right. Good point. What other issues? Okay, so that's called, what is that called? Anybody know what that's called? Hallucination. Okay, everybody together. Yeah. So hallucination is a big issue. That happens here as well. Okay? When you watch these videos, there are instances in the video you're going to see that it hallucinates.
It happened to you before?
Did it?
When you asked it what Drupal CMS was, it didn't actually find Starshot. It found just Drupal.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure it answered your question.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So hallucination is a thing that happens, and you can change it. The $1 key that we're using, that I told you, was using the model 4.0 or something, 4.0 mini, which is the cheapest model that we use. There are more expensive models that will do less hallucination. So the more expensive models, if you change the model, the back-end model, it'll cost you more, but it'll actually do more thinking, essentially. So that's one way of doing it. If you have custom trained models, you can do that, and you can have instructions there to have it check itself repeatedly. So that's one other way of removing hallucination or trying to minimize it. What other have you encountered any other issues?
It's still in experimental phase.
All right, I'll tell you one. Yeah, go ahead.
I just have a use case. So we have a bunch of faculty profiles, and they're for various disciplines, and every discipline has their own taxonomy terminology, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're searching a term, and if you don't know that particular term, you don't get a result, right? But so synonyms would be really helpful to be able to figure out, like, I can't think of examples, but some kind of really serious terminology in nanoscience that actually also relates to other disciplines.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is you can actually create an agent. You can train it on something. You can actually have it refer to a page or some synonyms and say, okay, this is what you should be looking at, and look at it here or something. You can do these cross references and have it use that, right? So that's a good use case for it, and it'll actually figure it out. Like you don't have to.
I don't have to build a table.
Right. It'll figure it out,
Yeah.
right? The other use case, I work with an organization here in the Bay Area. It's called, the URL, you'll never guess what it is. It's php.com. Really cool, right? So it's one of our clients. php.com, it's not PHP. It's parents helping parents.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They got that URL before the PHP language came around. Right? It's been around. My wife and I used to fundraise for them and stuff back in the day, and it's for parents of kids with disabilities. So they are creating a bot to help parents, because now a parent finds out that their kid has some disability, they come to PHP and they're searching for their bot for some things or whatever. What kind of issues do you think would come up on that bot?
Is the bot to help the parent who has gotten this new information, or is the bot to connect parents to other parents? Like, what's
It's to well, the bot is trained on the information on the site to help. The parents can be asking any kind of questions, right? And the bot can be asking any kind of questions back. We don't know, right? So this is a parent that's coming there that's recently. Their kid was recently diagnosed with, say, autism or something like that, right? So they come over here and they're like panicking. They don't know what to do. They don't know what the next steps are. They don't imagine it's.
What about privacy? I mean, I can imagine a parent putting in my kid Kim is blah 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 blah.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a HIPAA violation.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the bot records stuff like that. Okay, PII is a huge concern with bots, okay? Because not only can it log it, right? Not only can it log it, it'll actually use it the next time in other conversations. It's like, with Kim, this is what happened, or something like that, right? So be aware of that with bots. It's be careful with it, and you have to be careful on how just test it for things like that. All right, so that was a big cautionary note on bots. There are templates on bots. There's the Drupal module finder template. So the Drupal module finder template, you can go in the Drupal module finder template. This was actually written by the AI team, the Drupal core AI team, as a sample. Okay? So you can actually go look at that. Oh, RAG. The slide is misplaced. It stands for Retrieval, Augmentation, and Generation. It happens in this order. It retrieves data from tables, documents, or whatever, articles, blogs, whatever. So it retrieves that information. It augments it, right? So it processes it and it does something with it, right? And then it generates the text for you and gives it to you, right? So those are the three steps that it goes through. So that's what RAG is about. Okay? So that's the smart Drupal module finder AI, and you can actually spin up that template today, right? Open up the chatbot, and you can ask it, what modules do I need to rebuild Reddit? Right? And it actually goes through the modules. It'll actually do a live search. It'll figure it out. It has all the modules indexed. They've trained it on all the modules in Drupal. It'll figure it out. And it's not that it's remembering it from one session to the next. It'll figure out all the modules that you need to rebuild Reddit, and it gives you instructions on how to do it, which is really, really cool. Right? Like, it'll say, configure it this way, configure this way, configure this way. So I think this is immensely valuable. And this, we're talking about putting this on the documentation site as well, so that not only can you read the documentation, but you can actually see. But as I said, this is all the first draft is done here for all their dev work, and then once people use it and we're all comfortable with it, then it's released to the public. So, okay, here's the module list. It'll actually give you the module list. You can click on it. You can bring it to modules. Then there's another one, Smart Search AI-powered recipe finder. This, I've given you the link to the YouTube as well, and this works on the Umami site. So when you spin up this this demo, I'm realizing now I should have put QR codes in here. When you spin up this demo, it'll actually spin up an Umami site, and you can search and you can talk. I believe this is the one where you can talk to the chatbot and you can search both at the same time. Yeah. And I believe this is the one where if you add content, it automatically updates the index. Okay, so if you add another recipe to it, like a food recipe, it'll automatically update the content. There's too many, I might be getting this confused, but I believe this is the one. Right? So go play with it. This is the AI rag. And then, yeah, this is, you can talk to the chatbot about the recipes, and you can say, okay, give me, this is what I have in my fridge. This guy talks about, I have clove, fish sauce, mushrooms in my fish. What dish can I make with it? Tells you the dishes you can make with it. This is where you tell the agent what tools are available for it to use. So not only do you configure the assistant to use the agents, you tell the agents, when you're configuring the agents, what tools it can use. So there's a whole wiring that you have to figure out how to set up. And again, the videos walk you through it. I've just taken screenshots of the videos. AI-powered search block. This is how it works. You go into search, and then you can actually talk to it. And when you talk to the search, it'll give you answers like this, or it'll give you answers like this. And then in the answers, it'll include links. All right, so that was Smart Search. Multiple ways of using it, using chatbot, using the search box itself, right? You can have conversations with it. Right? Things to remember, it will hallucinate, so test for that, and HIPAA concerns, PII concerns, be aware of that. Code generation. All right, almost done here. Anyone used code generation with or without Drupal? Okay, let me actually show you this, but I'm going to come back to you guys, okay? So on DrupalForge, there is a template. Okay? For code generation, normally what you have to do is you have to install stuff on your laptop or on your desktop. You have to install Cloud Code or Google Gemini CLI and other things. So you have to go get Cursor, and you have to install stuff on your desktop. Okay? I am always afraid of installing stuff on my desktop because I don't want to mess with my desktop, right? Because this is my work desktop. I do all my stuff on my stuff, you know. So what we did was we gave you a template. It has like 4 gigs of RAM or something like that. It's actually a heavy-duty container. And it has Gemini and Cloud Code pre-installed for you. So you don't have to install anything. We've tested it, we've configured it, but you do have to bring your key. Okay? It uses up keys, it uses up dollars really fast. It goes through $1 really fast. Right? And then the video there shows you how to configure it. Okay? So it will ask you, as soon as you start it, it'll ask you for a key. Okay? So when you start it, this is Cloud Code. Will start in a terminal, and you talk to it, and it'll write modules for you. It'll document modules for you. It'll debug stuff for you, and you can use it to do vibe coding. Okay? Right from DrupalForge and right in the terminal here in your browser. In Drupal. Okay? And same thing with Gemini. Now, if you subscribe, if you have even a $20 plan with Google, when you're paying for Google One for your Drive subscription or your photos or your YouTube or something like that, right? You get a free Gemini upgrade key, Gemini Pro key. You can use that here. So you don't have to pay for Claude. You don't have to get a paid key from Claude. If you have any paid subscription on Google, you get a Google Pro Gemini key, and you can use that here for free. Okay. And you can code away. There is a limit, but it resets every day. Okay. Or every few hours, I think. So use this. This is a lot of people use this, okay? And this works really well too. And it's pre-installed, and this is how you get it. Okay? You go to the Drupal AI code template. You go to drupalforge.org/AI. You find this template. You go in there. You spin it up, and Bob's your uncle. All right. So, yes, question.
My experience with it has been that the AI code generators are give better results when you do integrate them on your desktop because they have the context of the whole project.
Yeah, I don't know because I'm not a coder. Okay, but even the AI team itself is now going to be using this to do some vibe coding. So those demos are going to be coming out. So we're actually talking about it, and we're getting prepped for Vienna to do some code in the browser so that people can actually try this out and practice it before installing it. Because the code base is available to it, you know. So that's the other thing. But okay, so enough of that. What has your experience, like you were saying, your experience? What other tools have you used? Because there are other tools out there like VS Code extensions like Klein and RuCode, right? I might not have spelled this correctly, but Klein and RuCode are there. Did I spell it right? So those are extensions to VS Code. And those extensions actually work in the browser-based VS Code. You can actually start up Klein, and you can start coding using Klein. So it's an extension. You put in your key to Gemini or to Cloud Code, and then you can use that extension to start coding instead of using Cloud Code. And the extension's more efficient, I believe. Yeah. RuCode is similar to Klein, works a little differently. And then there's Cursor, which is a fork of VS Code. It is well known. You have to pay a subscription for it, but it does a really good job. Somebody in India or Pakistan or Bangladesh, I was talking to a developer there, they told me that screw Cursor, go with Augment Code. Okay? So take a note of that. I have not used it. None of my development team, nobody in my development team has used it. But the person swore by it, and I respected that person. Right? So when I talked to them, their experience was like, wow, I was really impressed. Did this go up? So try Augment Code.
It's very, very expensive.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You've tried it?
I've not tried it, but I've seen people reporting back that it's worth the money, but it's a lot of money.
Okay, so it is worth the money.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I think the person told me the same thing, that it costs a lot, right? Especially if you're in a country like Bangladesh or Pakistan or India or something, you know, you take it costs a lot, but they said it was totally worth it. So, because it understood all the context, like it understood your code really well. So again, I have not tried it, but apparently it's really good. And then there's GitHub Copilot that's been around for a while, that's supposed to be really good. Again, I have not tried it, but those are some other options. And I'm sure there are other options as well. Windsurf, right. I'm going to put that in here. It was recently purchased by OpenAI, right? Yeah. Okay.
There's also a plugin for PHP Storm, which is very much similar to the VS Code plugin. It's called Junie.
Junie?
Yeah. And it works really well. It integrates with Claude for Gemini.
Junie?
Junie.
Junie. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, that's all I got. First of all, did you guys find this valuable?
Yes.
That's it, 2 people?
Oh, yeah.
3? Oh, cool. All right, questions?